Good afternoon and welcome. Always a pleasure to be with you on Radio Tunis International. Najla Trabelsi on audio engineering. Sofian Benjima on live streaming. Hayatu Kebri in the studio for this daily edition. May all your days be new, blessed with joy, health, and love. We have the pleasure to have with us over the phone Hela Nafti, who is the executive director of TEARN, the Tunisian Education and Resource Network. She is going to tell us today about an interesting program. It is Storytelling for Change program and the importance of storytelling. Hi, Hela.
Hello, Hayat. Hello, everybody on RTC.
Thank you.
It's always a pleasure to be with you.
Thank you so much. The pleasure is mine, Hela. So, can you give us, first of all, a description of this program, Storytelling for Change program? What is it, and what are its objectives?
Yeah, okay. This program was started 2 years ago with IEARN, International Education and Resource Network, and 3 countries are involved in this program: Tunisia, Algeria, and the USA. So we put together teachers and students to work on a program that is online, of course, as all our programs are. And online, we had a curriculum that we built ourselves, the 3 countries, to target students in secondary education and to help them acquire, first of all, all the life skills, and also to work on the SDGs. And our final objective was to have them produce a 1-minute video, which is not an easy thing, but thanks to the training they had, they were able, all of them, to produce that video about one of the SDGs they picked themselves.
Okay, right. So, Hela, you mentioned students from secondary schools in the 3 countries which are part of this program, Tunisia, Algeria, and the United States. So, how were these students selected? Were there any criteria from which schools? How was this led?
Yes. First of all, as you know, we have a partnership with the Ministry of Education. So we decided together with the Ministry of Education to select teachers, first of all, who were interested in having an online program.
Okay.
So we selected those teachers, and they themselves selected their students. So we had teachers from many regions in Tunisia. And first of all, we started by training them. It was a face-to-face training to help them acquire all those technical skills and also to acquire an idea about what storytelling is. And as you know, nowadays storytelling has become very popular in many programs because it relates to one's story, and everyone has got a story to tell. And when it is about the SDGs, that is very interesting for students so that they know what they are talking about and they share with other students in other countries.
Well, actually, that was the question I was going to ask you about, the purpose of storytelling, especially in language teaching.
Yes. First, what we do is not only teach English. The language is important, but it's only a tool. It's a vehicle to take all those life skills and all those values and attitudes that we are sharing with others, and we try to have students acquire them, and once they know how to deal with a story, with their own story concerning one of the SDGs, they become aware of the environment, of themselves, of all the values we want to instill in them, and then they produce their own video. What was important in this program was that students were very much interested and they were connected, because we had every single week of the program, we had a synchronous session where they could meet when they split into groups, and they could talk to each other, and they were very keen on telling others who they are and what they do and what part of the world they come from and what their attitudes, values, and skills are.
So the connection between the storytelling and the SDGs, I mean, the SDGs were selected by the students or by the teachers, or they were common goals that the three participating countries have agreed on?
Well, it was up to the students to pick the SDG they thought was very interesting to them.
Which were the most dominant ones?
Well, of course, because we're talking about education.
Right.
So, SDG number 4 was quality education, was very relevant to them, but not only. You know, there was a lot about the environment. You know how much the environment is a goal we have to work for, especially not in Tunisia, but all over the world. So if students are aware of the importance of the environment, so that then they can take action, and this is what we wanted them to do. So they agreed together on the SDGs after they were told what the SDGs were.
Sure.
They also were interested in SDG number 1 about eradicating hunger. Also about the importance of water, the importance of oceans, all these SDGs, but telling their story from their point of view and from their own environment was something that told us about their story in a very clear way.
Sure. Now, storytelling in itself, Hela, it should be an important skill. I mean, for them to relay the story that they have to come up with and to share with others, they need to have that skill, first of all, of storytelling. So have they been taught that before?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The program started with, first of all, as I said, the training of teachers who came to know about storytelling, and then they, the students themselves, were faced with this approach online, and then when it came to writing the story, it had to be about their own life skills. For example, self-confidence, talking to others in public, being resilient, also working with others, being creative, being also someone who is working for others.
And because
volunteering for us.
Right, and because storytelling in general, I mean, we have all lived, with storytelling from in our cultures, and one of the most important aspects of storytelling is really making information more engaging, more memorable, and more relatable as well. And it helps, us memorize things and be empathetic. I mean, these are all skills, that are embedded in this art of storytelling, isn't it?
You're absolutely right, Hayat. And this is what was seen clearly in the video the students produced. the videos were about a story that related to themselves and related, of course, to one of the SDGs, but from their own point of view. And, of course, when it is a video, it is there. You can watch it, you can share it, you can discuss about it. And this is what we've been doing in our schools, because we had around 400 students in the 4 cohorts that we had these 2 years. So every single student who was engaged in the program produced his or her own video. And then they had lots of assignments online because it was synchronous and asynchronous as well. But with the guidance of their teachers, they reached the point where they could share a story that talks about themselves, about their country, about their environment, about their community as well.
Right. This must be a valuable bank of storytelling. How can it be used afterwards? With by teachers, to teach, some of the aspects of skills in life, as you said.
Yeah, I think this program was very successful, and we invited to the graduation ceremonies of students. We invited the parents as well as other teachers who showed their interest in the program. And we would like, and some head teachers as well who attended our ceremonies, said that they would be very much interested in hosting this program in their schools. But I think it is now very high time that students produce their own stories and they share them with others. It is part of the self-confidence I talked about, but it is also part of their citizenship. As you know, we always work on citizenship.
Sure. And I think as well that storytelling and its importance in education or in learning in general can be used as well, maybe to increase the interest of reading in students as well.
Yes, sure. And some teachers have already started this program of story and reading in classes where if they have their own stories. This is something that can be used in class and to encourage students also to read, which is something absolutely useful for students and their own learning.
From your experience, Hela, in the Tunisian, teaching situation, is storytelling a skill that is used in our language teaching classrooms?
Well, I wouldn't say it is a skill, but I would say it can be a practice. That can be used. And, even now with UNESCO, there are programs that relate to story circles in classes where students would come and talk together about their own stories and share them with others. Right. And this can, of course, help develop oral communication, which is a skill we absolutely need. It develops active listening, which is another skill, another life skill that we are not very much aware of here in Tunisia, but which is now used as a skill in teaching. So I think all these together can make up a very sound program that relates to quality education for all.
So the program then is a 2-year program. It has ended. So what's the follow-up? Since it has been a successful program, are there any prospects of maybe continuing the program and maybe reach out to other regions in the country and other countries as well?
I hope so. And yesterday we had very good news that because this program was a success, it is going to continue next year for at least 1 year.
Oh, wonderful.
So we are going to reach out to various regions in Tunisia. And yesterday I had a call with my colleagues in the U.S. and in Algeria where we talked about involving more students in other areas as well.
Well, thank you, Hela. We know that TEARN, the Tunisian Education and Resource Network, has been very active in, in different programs. And any upcoming programs apart from storytelling as part of TEARN?
Yes, we also have the Access program, where we have students from Jeddah, an underserved area where students come and learn English. And yesterday we had a very nice surprise from a U.S. intern who came to the class to talk to the students, face to face, because she is meeting them on a weekly basis online. And yesterday she came they had wonderful time together, and those students are really doing great because the cohort that took the back last year were very successful. They had very high marks, and some of them applied to universities abroad, and they are now in very prestigious universities. So yes, I think it is important to reach out to those students who cannot learn English in other places and outside the classroom. And this is a program that we are very, very
It's an opportunity, right? It's a wonderful opportunity for learning and for sharing and for building so many skills at the same time as well.
And you know that we also organize workshops for teachers, and of course we are now working on artificial intelligence.
Right.
We started 2 years ago, and we are continuing. The importance of artificial intelligence is clear, but knowing it and getting more insight in what it is really is something all teachers must be aware of and must be trained in using.
That's right. Well, Hela, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, and wish you all the best of luck. And with all this enthusiasm, keep up the motivation, for doing all these wonderful programs for teachers, for students, and for the country as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
When I'm old and grown,